Okay, let's see. I think Discord counts as a party. It's kind of a private thing. Mm, there we are. Hopefully this works. I will know in a minute when I set up the computer. Okay, I appear to be inside the house. A house that does not have a functional door. How I managed that? Well, is anybody's guess. It's probably the save point that I put down right there. I'm gonna have to take that out and put it back in again. It's backwards. Okay. Now I know. Alright. Well, computer is on. Yeah, let's see if I can get into things here. Give me just a minute, folks. I just got back. My wife was in the hospital most of the day today. Gallbladder problems. So that's been surgically removed, and now she has no excuse to be mean to me. Yeah. Hey, Squibs. Is this thing working? It's not. What in the holy heck is going on here? Blasted thing. Okay, well I can hear my game, but I can't hear you guys. Stupid thing. Put on game chat. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Why? Nuh-uh. It thinks I am. I'm not. Yeah, I figured as much. It's acting up. Give me a minute, Squibbies. Testing. Testing 1, 2. No, it's gone dark on me. What the holy hell is going on here? I didn't ask for game chat. I just had to toggle game chat half a dozen times. Her gallbladder was angry. Not hangry, angry. No, gallbladder, not gremlin. Anyway, her angry gallbladder has been removed surgically. So she's upstairs on the bed for a change, resting. Scary, ain't it? Meantime, I'm streaming. Job? This job guy sounds terrible. Almost as bad as Squib's internet. Yes, upstairs on the bed for once, resting. Okay, well, I am actually live streaming at the moment. I just wanted to jump on here long enough to say something. Pirate Author is back from the hospital, doing well. I know she may have missed her stream earlier, and anybody who watches both channels, hopefully there's a few, may actually see this and know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. But, she was having some abdominal pain earlier today. Took her into the hospital, ER. They did some tests, and that's what got determined was the problem, was the gallbladder. It was full of gallstones. So, it sounds like you boys are having fun on Fortnite. I'll leave you alone. But Squibs, please pass on to the rest of the clan that she's doing better. I was in contact with your grandfather earlier, just so that he knew what was going on, but I figure I'll use you to spread the word to the rest of them, at least in your household minimum. I know, this gives him an excuse to actually walk down those weird things called stairs. And if anybody's out mowing the grass, you might have to touch some. That one. No, that one. No, that one. Anyway. So for any Twitch stream watchers, or other viewers on YouTube that see both channels, she is doing well. May not be online tomorrow for her usual stream. I'm going to encourage her to stay in bed for a day and not worry about the stream. I'm sure it will survive a day. Being that it's a Tuesday, it's not got anything critical going on that I can think of. And it sounds like the two that are in the party with me are on their own little world over there, so I'll catch up with you boys later. Not that game. Not that game. Didn't think he could play Minecraft without Game Pass. He's got a laptop. Oh. Interesting. No, the first game that comes to mind is Game Pass, so I don't know if that would work. Astroneer. Yes, Roger, Squibs threw you under the bus. Well, then what are you waiting for? Get Game Pass. Why the heck not? Oh. Your own cave. You know what happens when you get your own cave, better known as your first apartment? You want to know what happens that day? You have to figure out how to furnish it and cook. Lawn chair and bagel bites. You forgot one critical piece. You're missing something very... Yeah, you're missing the critical pieces. Well, there's the TV too. Well, you might consider actually turning on the electricity in your first place. You know. And that means you also have to visit the post office to let them know that you get mail there so you can get the bill for the electricity. Income. That sounds like that jerk job again. Well, I don't see where either of you is including your audio in my stream, so I guess we can discuss such terrible things. You know, that dirty four-letter word better known as work. Now the question is, which farm are you guys going to sign up to work on? No. What do you mean no? That's 90% of the income in that town. You have opposable thumbs. You're qualified to work on a farm. Ha! You see, forklifts and semi-trucks do take a license. Often. Although semi-truck typically means you have to have a driver's license to start with, of the car variety. That's debatable. See, now, semi-truck might be actually easier than you think, especially if it's got that big ugly T on the front of it. Because then you just sit in the middle seat behind the wheel and take a nap. Make you respond. It turns off autopilot? So you can't simply set them and forget them. Interesting. There has to be human interaction after all. So that guy I saw taking a nap behind the wheel of a Tesla semi-truck was in the wrong. Fascinating. And you wonder why I don't like to play PvP games like that. Squibs, my kill-death ratio for him specifically is not that bad. You know, Innovation 4? No, he murdered me quite a bit. He murdered me quite a bit. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't even know where to find the stats on that, come to think of it. But, Innovation 4 is my arch nemesis on GTA, and one of the founding members of the Desert Outcast. Not that I'm offering an advertisement for people to join the Desert Outcast on GTA 5 online. Oh wait, I just did. And the Desert Outcasts are always recruiting. Just to clear the air on that. Maybe not actively searching for people, but definitely accepting members. Except if you're somebody who just goes after PvP and, ignores the rules of engagement and stuff. You know, the type of terrible players that sit there on their oppressor up at the top of Maze Bank, fire a missile down at the bottom of Maze Bank just to kill somebody and laugh as they're trying to drive into their office. The ones that then stay at the top of Maze Bank long enough for me to get to my facility and then go boom. Alright, that gets that guy up and running again. like a... Ooh, you know what? Shortcut, I think. Let me check that path. See if the tractor will go across this and into there. Or if that's a solid stupid fence, which it is. Never mind. Shortcut. Nah, that's a PC only mod. Terrible, huh? Fortunately, the bush is not solid. That way. So, in case you haven't figured out, stream watchers, the other two in the party have not added their voice to the chat, but are actively talking to each other and playing Fortnite. I'm not much of a Fortnite player, so I'm going to leave them be on their game, as one has an active Game Pass and the other does not. I'm not calling you out on it. I didn't give names. I could have. You use it too often to suit the game. And sliming is a good thing? Okay. I mean, because even dating back as far as Ghostbusters, sliming wasn't necessarily good. I mean, it wasn't deadly or anything, just kind of nasty. Oh. Okay, well, for those watching my stream, I am on my Irish map I'm using for the stream. I do have a couple others that I play, but this is the one I use for the stream right now. Wheat and grass so far. Not potatoes. I could, though. There's potatoes on this game. Right now it's just wheat and potatoes. Or wheat and grass. The Irish map of Lady Hill. It's a pretty map. I like it. So you mentioned Roblox, but you didn't say what part of Roblox you were planning on. If you had something in mind for it. Well, if you just murdered the guy, don't forget to teabag him. The concept is the same from the sounds of it. So I'm not sure anymore what PC games do and don't require Game Pass. I don't want to know what you're gonna do with little boy cheeks. And it's on live stream, thank you. You have a very interesting... You have a very interesting idea of what is appropriate for conversation here. Alright. Get a couple more pieces fixed on that. I'm gonna grab a different tractor to run that across those places, but they're already planted, so that's been done. That's right. What'd you do? Revive an enemy just to shoot him in the face as soon as he comes around? Oh. That would be an interesting way to murder people over and over. Revive him long enough to shoot him again? Yeah, that would be toxic as heck. I can imagine something like that on a GTA game. You know, like a deathmatch or something. Set it up so that you can revive your enemy long enough to shoot him again. But you'd have to do it so it's mafia execution style. 2 in the temples. You have an interesting concept of fine. So, can you, like, crawl over to the other person and revive them then? Huh. Oh, insta-kill. So the secret is to sneak up behind a pair that are a match set, blast them in the back of the head so they both go down at once. No, 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 no. There's two of you and two of them. You each blast one. If they're just standing there talking, it's perfect. I'm not playing that game. Uh, uh. Well, I suppose that's good to hear. Meantime, I've got Jar Jar driving a farm tractor. To turn a corner to the left, he does 2 laps around his own tractor. Mm-hmm. Yep. At every corner. On a square field. You're hitting half of what you shoot at. It's a terrible birthday present. Getting it out means that she can go back to eating whatever the heck she wants, pretty much. Within reason. Although the doctor did recommend low-fat diet, but, you know, that's standard in the industry. Well, she's... It's very simple, you need to go that way. Not that way, there's a bad guy that way. The other that way. That way. Is there? Well then, turn around. There's a Nazi behind you. Yeah, well, there's also a zombie behind you. He'll be a zombie when you kill him. Wait for him to be revived by his partner and kill him again. And then kill his partner. Seems like the kind of game where you pull something like that. Yes. When it comes to setting up your new apartment, you guys gotta think about the wonderful world of income tax. Banana, those are on Sea of Thieves, not that game. You leaving him there to deal with Righteous Slaughter 7. Good thing some of us never listened to the radio station on GTA, otherwise he would have recognized that reference. See? Well, it's enough to take on that creeper that's next to you. Agreed. Makes for the perfect midlife crisis car. Red Corvette makes for the perfect midlife crisis car. Oh, you're having a midlife crisis at 18. Funny. It's rounded up. The Lego Red Corvette. Hey, you know, Squibs, at one point in time you told me you had to be 18 to do something or another for creativity on Fortnite. Have you used your newfound power yet? I didn't ask if it had Star Wars stuff. I just asked if you'd used any of the newfound power since you're now 18. I missed the answer because you went off on a tangent there. Oh. Okay. Only on GTA. Well, we knew it. You're waiting, nerdy. Okay. That smooths out that a little bit. Slimer got you again. And it ain't even Halloween. Jolly July. I don't even want to know. Oh. How convenient. All right. Hmm. Roger has left the building. Yep. Seems like. Hmm. He's currently occupied, apparently. What object could it possibly be overlapping with? There's nothing there. Well, other than my excitement, how's the rest of your day been? Good. Any updates on the wheelie front or, other topics of discussion? Nah, not that kind of wheelie, and you know it. You know what kind I'm thinking of. You know what I'm referring to, and you know it. Oh, that's right. That particular topic would require actual work. Yeah? What kind of work you do today? Oh, the animations. Huh. I don't know. Some people have a natural talent on certain things. Whatever it is they're trying to pull off. I had a friend in high school that could pick up almost any band instrument and learn it in like 10 minutes. Although I have to admit that the tuba took him a little more than 10 minutes, I suppose. That was one. Okay. Go into a boost pad? Why would he do such a thing? Sounds intelligent. Okay, well, with the pressure washer that I've got right now, I can't apparently automatically load a implement. I'll do that the old-fashioned way. It doesn't take much for you to send Roger flying. It's nothing new there. Kidnapped. You've thrown your friend into a jail cell of some sort. Is he even at the controller when you're doing this to him? Does he have the capability and the want to escape through a trap? Okay. Okay. guess the bigger question stands at what did your buddy ever do to deserve such treatment? Failure to get game pass is the crime, huh? Okay. Therefore he must suffer and be tormented with Fortnite. That's what I said, suffer and be tormented. Hmm. Alright, well, we're getting closer to done with our grass field here. A couple more runs of the headlands and do the inside portion. Yeah, see, headland done. I can do the inside and be closer to done altogether. Perhaps there's a reason for that. Because it wanted to. Why else? You assume he's paying any attention at all. I kind of figure as much. That was quick. So I find Farm Sim to be just kind of a relaxing sort of game, which is what I'm after a lot of the time. Just something to relax with. It's not a high stress kind of game. There's some element of, financial stress, trying to afford the next tractor, or whatever else have you. Make sure the farm doesn't go bankrupt, but that's about as good as it gets for stress levels. There's nobody shooting at me. I don't have to shoot at anybody else. Just drive the tractor. And turn off traffic so I don't have to deal with them either. This particular map is just kind of a very simple, elegantly put together European-esque map. Being in Ireland and all. It makes it something different than the big American fields that I'm used to working on. Because most of the time that's what we do. Between Sid and I. We play the big American maps and leave Europe to the European players for the most part, and others like that. But this is just kind of something a little different. Play a little bit smaller tractors. I can't say a smaller combine because I ran for the big one. Just because I like the capacity on the big one. And I'm not going to go for something tiny like that for that. But if I like planting the fields here, this I can take my time on. I don't much have to worry or care what anyone thinks. It's my farm. I handle it my way. I never did turn on Twitch. I wonder. Yeah, laptop's acting up. Let's see if I can turn it on the phone just to see if there's anybody chatting. Oh, there we go, laptop. Just as soon as I give up on you. Okay, well, I don't see anybody watching at the moment, but that doesn't mean there wasn't anybody. Or won't be anybody. So, for those coming in late in the stream or watching the video later, just to give you a heads up, my wife has been in and out of the hospital today. Her gallbladder got a little angry, so that's been dealt with. That's what they called it at the hospital, was an angry gallbladder. It was full of gallstones. So, she's upstairs relaxing on the bed for a change. Doesn't usually go to the bedroom much. She typically stays downstairs, and I sleep on the bed for the most part. But tonight it's her night, and I'm gonna let her sleep. Leave her asleep for tomorrow as much as I can. She's upstairs mostly because that's where the bathroom is, also in case she needs it. That way that's taken care of. Alright. And I think we're pretty well done with what we have planned for this night as far as the farm goes. What do we got? Crop, grass. Oh, that That's actually grass? Yeah, that's an actual grass field. I didn't even realize it was. And then wheat, wheat, more wheat, and wheat. Those are the fields we own. And then there's a couple more plots over here that I don't own yet. I'm tempted to grab. Oh, heck with it. Mine. Input. Oh, input. Scary. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to bring my scanner down to my new 2 grass fields, along with the mower. Meantime, the laptop goes psychotic with notifications over here. Stuff I've already looked at from earlier today. Make it worth coming down here with the scanner. We'll pick up fields 1 and 2. Yes, I'm spending tons of money on that. So to speak. I don't know the soil types. They get a score of 50, which my total environmental score right now is a 60, which isn't bad. It's just not great. Don't know why I don't have a score on this field, though. That's interesting. That's probably because it's not listed as an actual field in the system. I'll have to plow it up and do so. But we'll get this tractor over to the new plots. And we'll just use the path that I've got over here. That works, right? Yeah. Cut through the trees that I own here. I do have plans to cut down some of these trees and probably put an apple orchard over here. I think that might be a thing. Bring the brush hog over here. And just take out those trees because they're not worth anything at the sawmill. So I'm not too worried about them. Let's see. You run the mower. Let's go. I have a funny feeling I'm going to come up against the same scenarios over there that I did over here as far as the grass fields go. That they need to be mowed and collected and then plowed under. So, let's get the brush hog down to the new fields and go from there. But our cows are doing well. And we're doing alright. Oh, I actually have somebody chatting in the chat. Let's see what they have to say. Well, I could certainly use another best fan. I have a panda bear and a young boy that likes to watch my streams. He doesn't seem to be watching tonight, but that's okay. I'm not adding too many people to Discord, though. I just don't use it that much. But you're more than welcome to watch my stream anytime I'm on. I don't stream all that often. I'm just not home all that often either, so that's part of it. And you're certainly more than welcome to join in on the chat here on Twitch, as well as leaving comments when I upload the videos on YouTube. And speaking of chatting and things like that on YouTube and Twitch, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, share, notification bells, set up notifications on Twitch. I know they exist on there. Among other things. Follow and comment in the chat. I could certainly use more chatters. And if you have ideas to offer toward the farm, great. I'm open to suggestion. As long as it's not a PC mod, because I'm on an Xbox. I know, I turned on the GPS lines and then I'm not using them. I get the outside edge of the field and then use them. I've got at least 3 people watching the stream. I'd love for others to say hi in the chat, although I have a funny feeling one of those is my moderator, Squibs. If I'm not too mistaken. For anybody just joining us, if you're not in the know, my wife does write books, although her work may be on hold for the minute. She's having a little bit of health trouble today, a little minor unplanned surgery, but that's all taken care of, and she's relaxing here at home. I'm going to encourage her to leave the computer off for tomorrow, just to take a day off from it. Completely off from it. Even right now, I believe that she's got her audiobook version running, though those are unpublished. but they are the same story as her novels, available on Amazon.com. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll put in the description somewhere some links to her page on that. At least on the YouTube. I gotta start doing that more often, linking her books. Hey Squibs, are you a moderator on Twitch only, or are you on my YouTube as well? No idea. Might have to fix that. If I can snooker you into helping me with stuff. Not necessarily tonight, you're busy. But, are you a moderator on my YouTube channel or just on the Twitch? I know you're on my Twitch. I know the two are connected, at least on my side. I just don't know what powers you have between them. Alright, as far as endgame goes, we're getting into the 3 o'clock hour on here. Light's starting to wane a little bit. Getting closer to sunset. Not too close, because it's still, September on the game. But we're getting there. As soon as October comes up, I've got some things up in the mine I gotta take care of. Let's see, next field is actually right here. So on this thing. He may still be talking to whoever he was talking to. That doesn't mean he's not actively on the phone, too. I mean, your bigger question is not whether or not he's muted, it should be who is she? Hmm? I mean, he's gotta have a girl by now. He said he was on the phone still. Oh. Did I miss that? Okay. Well, anyway, on this map, the farm is kind of limited on the yard space over there. So I might take one of these grass fields and turn it into yard work. Or yard space. Or I might just take and go find a spot up north on the map. Do my own thing up there. Okay, that's 2 new fields taken care of. Save again. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about the sensor, I'll just purchase it for now. Later on, another time, probably next year in the game, I'll take and run those sensors over this. But for right now, we've got the data. Economic analysis. So far, we've made a negative $875 on that field. pH is meh. Nitrogen is nothing. Yield, well, we'll see. Most of the grass field looks like it did okay, and then the northern portions, well, not as good. Probably because of the lack of nitrogen on the ground, the fertilizer. And then seed rate normal for most of these. The heavier seed rate is probably because of the soil type here. Hang on, folks. I'll be back in a minute. Well, random one-time messenger type people on Twitch aside, I seem to have 4 viewers. Excellent. Let's see. I think that was it for this, wasn't it? Oh, no, I had 2 on the other side of the dairy. Or do I? Yep. Alright. Come on, save already. There we are. Oh, I've actually acquired quite a bit of ground here. Left behind a couple pieces. I don't want the sunflowers or the root crops right now. I don't have the harvester for either at the moment. But we're starting to acquire some more ground. I do have some random places on this map, like the forestry up here I can take and dig into there. I've got the mine over here that I've got some things built in. And then, yeah, there's just some random little spots. I own the store, and the ground the store is on anyway. But not the big farm. That big farm is someone else's problem. But we're going to get these 2 fields taken care of. That straddles the dairy over here. Get that taken care of real quick. Doesn't take much. Again, I'm going to ignore the line for the first lap so I can do the outside edge work. Love how they decorated in trailers over here. Milk trailers. But they don't make that a mod that you can actually use. Or did they? The map maker may have made other mods. I don't know. I'd have to look again at the mod hub and all that. But anyhow. And that takes care of lap 1 complete. Come over here to start the second lap. Go from there. I don't know, Squibs. I think he's contemplating Game Pass. We can at the very least tackle him on the idea. Oh, my laptop's running low even though it's plugged in. How does that work? I'll never know. I'll have to check the cord and see what's going on. Maybe it came undone. So, at this point in the game, I'm going to turn the stream off as soon as the battery dies on the laptop over here, because I won't be able to see the chat too much. My phone shows it to me, but not really. Or it's like delayed, or I don't know. It's just not showing me anything on here. Auto mod queue. That's not what I need. I need the chat. Other actions. Oh, there we are. Chat. Look at that. It's got the options for the chat, but that's about all. I don't know. Anyhow. I'm getting kind of tired. It's already 10 o'clock my time, so I may not stay up too much later, even though I have a day off tomorrow. I do have a lot of things going on. Medical appointments, and, ailing wife, and all kinds of other stuff. So, 5 miles of bad road and adulting. The only piece missing from that pile is, of course, work. I have a day off, fortunately. Well, I do have a piece back at the farm that works as either a tedder or a windrow. Kind of combine things together. I'm not sure which mode it's set up in right now. I have to find out. Might have to go and find that out. Knowing Roger, he fell asleep on you. Huh. He's just conveniently silent and plotting your demise. In game, of course. I know, as much as I don't like workers that... See, I told you it was on the phone. on the edge of the map there. Turn around here? No. Driving up a wall. Why is this not part of the field? I wish I knew. He called you a blithering idiot and reminded you that he's on the phone still. No. As far as I know, he's still on the phone, you blithering idiot. But that was his words, not mine. So for those of you watching on Twitch, don't forget to follow and comment in the chat. I'm not too keen on people just trying to advertise, viewers, as those get auto-modded out of my system. I'm also not too keen on people trying to connect with me on Discord, as that's usually somebody who's not really interested in what I'm doing. They just want to connect and have nothing to do with farm sim. At least so far as I've found. If that's not your case, then great, but you have to prove it. Talk to me on Twitch in the meantime. Talk to me on Facebook if you like. Or not Facebook, but YouTube. I don't actively use my Facebook anymore, so I'm not really giving that out too much. Although it might be an avenue to advertise the channel, I guess. For those wondering, in the next couple of days where Pirate is, she is under the weather, and I'm going to try my best to convince her to stay off just while she's recovering from what's gone on today. She needs the time to rest. Let the body recuperate from what's going on. And while things did go well at the hospital, I would still rather her rest than stream. So I will probably go on her channel tomorrow, long enough to put out a message at the very least, letting her loyal viewers know that. But that's about as far as her channel is going to go for tomorrow. Unless she's feeling up to it after a good night's sleep. Oh yeah, there was a gate back there, wasn't there? I just come through the gate, the break in the hedge. Just the hedge. Okay. All right. That covers the dairy and the grassland around it. And that's about all I can afford until I put some more money in my pocket. I might have to sell some of that silage or hay. I don't know. Maybe sell some of the TMR. I don't know. This could get kind of heavy. Can I get in here? You know what? I'll bring a utility tractor down here. Not this thing. This is just a little bit big for this yard. Yeah. Deal some detail work another time. I have 4 more fields to clean up. Take care of. Maybe pick up some lime and a spreader. We'll go from there. Lime the whole neighborhood. Or at least my side of the road. Either that, or plots like this on our left here may end up in my pocket with a loan. I already own the house. Came with the freebie land, but not the field. It's something to think about. But being that we got a cut in September, we'll get the next cut potentially in December or January for grass. We need to go and pick that up before the winter does set in. And get at least some of those bales into the production chain piece over here behind the cow barn so that we get some product coming in on that. This can go back in the shed for a minute. We're gonna throw some fuel in this poor old tractor. This is a base game model tractor. It does the job, but it's just not fancy or expensive, fast or anything. It just does the job. No, he is not. Squibs. Squibs. I've been talking this whole time, not Roger. Okay, well that puts some fuel back in the tank on this tractor. We're gonna put it away. My laptop just died, so I can no longer see the stream for the chat. We'll pack things in for the night. The most I might do off screen would be to take tools over there. I'm not going to do any serious work off stream without the laptop available to me. Let's see, this tractor, oh. Okay, if you're still watching the stream, great. I can't see my chat anymore. Well, I can, but it's like delayed horribly. So, there's that. Oh, I did say I was going to knock off these trees. Dang it. I'll have to do that next stream. Maybe we'll take and chip them. Make some money out of it. Alright. Well, I've got a little bit of parking to work with here. It's funny, for such skinny roads, they actually run semi-trucks? Ireland? Interesting. I guess the trucks have a little bit tighter turning radius than I realized. Probably not the big American style semis. The little Volvo cabovers and stuff, maybe. Nothing too powerful, nothing too big. Just tractor trailer of a sort. This one, on the other hand, I'm going to disconnect that and take this thing back to the farm. She needs some gas. Well, welcome back. Where's Roger? Squibs has been trying to get your attention the entire time. So, question stands at how many times did Squibs murder his friend while he was on the phone? Ah, the wonders of being best friends. Use each other for target practice. Hmm? Yeah, but that was in a death match where we got paid to do it. That's the difference. Oh. You have to also understand that at the time, we were murdering each other with nothing more than maybe a broken bottle on GTA and fists. This was kind of an MMA, you know, UFC fight thing that we came up with. Somebody created a death match that takes, I think it was 6 or 8 players to play on GTA Online. Where that's all you had was like one hand weapon and then fists. And you're supposed to switch to just fists. And the idea behind it is for new players to gain strength. You know, the strength stat. So that when you go to play a mission, you can hit harder than they would expect a level 3 to hit. Tricky, huh? No, we found it. Someone else created it. They used creative mode, what I'm calling a creative mode on GTA Online. Um, yeah, at the moment. I was supposed to turn it off, huh? Anyway. Yeah, I've been monologuing all night. There's not really anybody to talk to. But we found a map on there. Well, you guys aren't including your audio, so how does that work? I mean, what's 20 bucks a month? And you get Game Pass. Play all kinds of games. You know what 20 bucks is in California? 2 gallons. Barely. I wish I was. So where do Californians go to break rules? Where do Californians go to break rules? Mm-mm. No, IRL. In real life. Where do Californians go to break the rules? Yeah, the road works, but actually I was gonna say Nevada. They keep coming over here and buying up our gas-powered mowers and weed whackers and pressure washers and go-karts and golf carts and everything else under the sun. And I'll leave the stream on this one, but how many Californians does it take to screw in a light bulb?